Hi there, Monday on Astral Oracles, and I'm glad to be with you whenever it's possible. I'm happy when I get a video to the YouTube, and I know coming here to Hawaii, which I did about a month ago, 5 weeks ago or something. Um, First I kind of complained. I was slightly surprised at all the technical difficulties I was experiencing, and now it's just the way things are, and apparently it's this way for everybody. So I am managing to have sessions, and with the grace of of God and the guides and all that is good and holy, it seems like they've been running unencumbered, luckily. But I've had a lot of trouble uploading videos and getting sessions to people. I've had 2 out of 3 videos going missing at a point which never happened to me before. Um, and in general, I can't really answer emails outside of my phone, for instance. So that's also a challenge just to my sense of proper orthography, which and working my thumbs around those little numbers. So all in all, it's like physically difficult for me to adjust to these energies. I keep falling down and slipping, and that's not just because it rains a lot, though not today. It's been a beautiful day in Pune, um, but I simply keep falling down. Like I have a very hard time establishing grounding here. And if you're on Patreon, you probably perhaps saw the Pele channeling where she also talked about. It was very much this sensation of surfing on land, so actually moving with the flow that's constantly moving through the earth, and here it's so visible. But of course, it's the case everywhere that the earth is kind of loaded with different energies, and what the astrology, of course, has always taught us that um, certain energies pass through certain times, certain configurations, certain spaces, and that's why it's meaningful to look up your horoscope, and that's why learning to surf those energies, go with the obstructions, is kind of the challenge, of course. And in that way a magical discipline. And it doesn't just extend to my practice. It's like driving to Kona Friday night. Molly and I, we had to get gas at a point, and then the first gas station is closed. The second one, the pumps will be on in 5 minutes, but they don't work right now. And the third one, the pumps we parked at didn't work, but the other two did. So we got to have gas at the third one, and these are just very, very, very normal happenstances. Constantly, this happens. This weird kind of Menehune magic resistance, tinkering the gremlins in the machinery. And I think the reason I'm so uh, obsessed, irritated, provoked by it um, is that it doesn't go it doesn't go well with the style that I'm used to, which of course then become very confronted with, and I kind of think it of Pele and Hawaii and the creative chaotic energies that are so fertile, all the mana here, as they call it, spirit vital energy. um, and then of course Odin on the other side, who is of course like the shamanic high deity of the Germanic pantheon, and who was also sort of captured for posterity in Iceland, the other great volcanic creative center on the planet, right? So it's interesting because to me, Odinic magic is very much about intention. It's about sacrifice, and and I think this is like a very patriarchal style of magic, sort of setting your intentions, limiting the space, and then pouring something into it, shedding something, and then allowing that to develop and return to you with that intention. And that's usually fairly easy, and it's also necessary in cold climates because you actually you have to set an intention to make it through to the next summer. So there is simply that idea that you kind of have to carry out projects with the intent of making it at least through those seasonal shifts and into the next period where you can make the changes. And this is a like it's a very interesting magic, like this determined style of magic. And I perhaps I think I consider it much with or connect it much with like styles or attitudes also as Confucianism, for instance, also this very ordered style of arranging the world in predictable and harmonic elements. And it's like pissing me off is essentially an understatement. Like I cannot tell you how annoying it is that like every time you try to do something in Hawaii, it's like, oh, but wait, this will happen, and then this will turn around, and at the same time, the manifestation energies here are very rife. So like if you think about someone, that they're very likely to turn up as you drive through Pahoa or whatever. Like there are these manifestations where the universe will also then serve what you need at the right time. And I definitely feel that there is a deep lesson connected to that. And if um, I can reiterate that powerful lesson. Of course, it's that every situation seen from the perspective of your higher self, your eternal self, is always a perfect situation. So it's created with the exact purpose of you learning the lessons that you want to learn at this moment to get on with it, so to speak, but also to have like a meaningful experience, because meaning is sort of the currency that the soul travels in experientially, so to speak. Um, and that is kind of the idea, that if you discern where's the meaning and where's the lesson in every situation, it begins to change itself and alter. And that's what I would like to look into. And I'm in here in the cabin with the samovar. I found a nice fern before, but then our dog decided to join me, and then the neighbor's dog, who's also very sweet, decided to join me, and then there was no channeling. So that's how it goes in Hawaii, right? And now I'm inside, and hopefully the frogs will be quiet before the sun sets. So knock on on wood, as they say. So I think what I will do in this video now, you've heard me sharing and talking a little. Um, and if you're watching so far, hey, thank you to Laurie for the magic poncho, and to Kevin also for all the support and the moral and service and otherwise. And the people who continue to have sessions and patrons and everything, who've supported my journey here. Like the generosity and support have been outpouring. And as always, I try to answer emails as I get around to them, but it is a little difficult nonetheless, in a jungle where things just won't behave. And so the introduction here is that I will channel Odin and I will channel Pele, and we will get these two forces to see if they can meet, yeah, I think it'll be interesting. So I hope this reaches you well, and I hope you'll also have something meaningful to take from this experiment. So much love to you out there. Very attached to my energy is this vessel that is bringing me through, and yet the cord that connects his energy field to mine is weakened in comparison to earlier experiences. That is, he finds that even the Odinic energy is having a tropical taint, so to speak, a flavor. And so, as I greet you from on high, looking down, I see that you find this world chaotic to be in, and this is why you seek the vantage point of the high. This is why you seek to come to the top of the mountain. This is why you seek the sayings of the High One and the wisdom to interject and explain your position. This is why you seek the vastness of the sea and the brisk clarity of the petrified lava that flows, rather than these lush jungles of life and overflowing sound of life forms negotiating their pace. This is a different energy. You are completely right. This energy exists to me only as a temporary station in the act of magic. That is, life force is something that I work with, but it is also something that I transgress, that I move past. There are other forces, other explosive forces to be released. Many of them are destructive in nature, but others are full of insight, others are penetrating, others let you seek into the wisdom, the kernel of everything. And indeed, this is rather where the movement now should go. It should be to the core within of the human heart. It should be to the core within of the planetary sphere. It should be to the bottom of the sea. It should be to the minute and fine details, the patterning of the physical and the biological world. This is the situation and the lesson that is calling you forward. This is the richness, the clarity that is being brought forward. This is a clarity and offering of life. It is overflowing with a steady abundance. It is tropical in its volcanic nature. It flows over again and again and again. It destroys itself, it devours itself, it rots and sprouts new life at a faster pace than what my energy allows for, and therefore it has a hard time connecting to these lands. I do not walk them, they are walked by many spirits. Some of them I know from the ethers, many I have conferred with in secret chambers within the secret halls of human mysteries, but these lands are mainly walked by that volcanic goddess you call Pele. She has made her name known more than any of the Hawaiian deities. Her consorts, her love affairs, her small tales and big mishaps, her flight to the island from her cruel sister, wanting to extinguish her, these are all simply parenthetical to the power that she holds, constantly reinventing itself and the people in this place. And so, to understand her, you must move to the core. And what is the core of consciousness? The core of consciousness is the meeting of cold and warm. It is the meeting of light and dark. It is the intersection of the mirror with the object. It is the reflection, and in that reflection is the solidity attained from the hologrammatic effect of the many prismatic layers reflecting itself. This is reality as it is seen, and here it is being created, here under the fertile moon of these volcanic lands. They offer the true lunacy of human consciousness to be born and reconfigured, to be set forward, and to be redesigned. And so I will turn the word over to that mighty goddess which reside here, extending my gratitude and respect to her this day, my love to her, to humans, to wisdom on high. Farewell. So strong is my energy that it is felt, dear children. Here I am, and I wish to give you this. This opening of cavities within bodies. This is a part of my magic. It is a great part of my magic. I move forward where life needs to sprout, and with patience, I make it grow. And in these many violent layers, these overflows, these overpourings, I am akin also to thought. I am akin to the vital energies. I am akin to the circuitry that turns gaseous vapors, lesser molecules, other rocks and formations into new molten flows, allowing them to become raw, unmolded rock, and allowing for that rock to pass into circuitries. It is circuitries of which I speak, because everything is a circuitry. And so I tear down, but I add more that I tear down. And so I am akin to humanity. Notice that this process is also always going on for you, especially in the subtle realms of mind, but in all realms of your life. Much is taken away constantly, a little more added on, and to the generational wealth, this excess is added to the legacy of humanity, to the legacy of knowledge, this excess is added. And so allow for those things to be surrendered that are not needed at the moment, and allow for them to circuit back to you when you need them. Allow for them to become the perfect number 8, those 4s you have been seeing. Let them double into this number. Let the circuitries become whole. Let them circle back, and know that they will boomerang back into your heart, your mind, and into your energy field, yielding their mana and allowing that to be held, allowing that to accumulate, and allowing for that to take shape. See, this is the power of the consort. This is the love that I am extending to anyone who seeks it out. This is indeed the wisdom of the kahunas, that there are configurations that can be set into this life, into a body, spacious vibrations that can be allowed for, and that can then reset and restore a human being, offer them great powers of creation or manifestation, offer them the service of animals and the healing gifts to extend to others. This is indeed much of the love that I also extend to you. Many mysteries are to be revealed, but from my womb this day I bring you the mystery of the continual, deep, ever-pouring flow. Know that I rage with the great Earth Mother, of which I am also an expression and connected to. And know that this rage that we feel, this fury, this is a feminine fury, this is the voice of the woman that is awakened. This is the wild scream of the Amazon, not the jungle, but the warrior woman. This is also the wild scream of that pained jungle, calling out for a mother to nurse it back into health. This is all that we offer, that you will respect this life-giving energy, that you will yield to it, and that you will allow for it to grow, keeping it contained healthily within its fields, and allowing for these fields to be protected and sheltered and hallowed, so that sacred crops may grow from them. This is indeed the purpose of this planet, as it is the purpose of the feminine, as it expresses itself in this planet. It is for these things to grow within, and it is for this energy that you invite in, this Odinic energy, to allow itself to limit what needs limitation, to allow itself to see what needs to be seen, and to allow for those things to become a perfect vision of that beauty, that dance of the feminine that is taking place and becoming land, life, and love before it. These are the messages that we will extend to you this day with the creative life force, showing you the fierce love of tearing down and building up, but always building up more than it tears down, with love, with creation, with memory and recollection, with the wisdom of the ancestors returning, and the knowledge of Lemuria and these crystalline temples that were here and elsewhere, coming in to the forefront of human consciousness again. This prism of consciousness, this great volcanic eruption, treasure it, because it is yours to have, to hold, and to create with. Therefore, I, Pele, mistress of this land, I bid you farewell with love. In birth, in blood, in life, in growth, in death and in renewal, farewell in this peace.